You? Oh, yeah!
It's time now for Comfort Time Live. Comfort Time Live is a call-in radio show educating you on issues surrounding your home. Don't become a statistic. Listen in and find out how you can protect yourself. Comfort Time Live. Comfort Time Live. And now, here's your host, your personal comfort consultant, tackling all of your home comfort issues. Here he is, Tom Platania. Your mic's not on. Oh, there it is.
Hey, there we go. Okay, there is, let's just post this on Craigslist. There's a new opening for a production person at WPSL 1590 for the radio show from 6 to 7.
Well, you want to make a bet? I don't think it's on.
You don't think it's on?
No.
Uh-oh.
Okay, you're in 3, right? Okay.
Test.
Did you change cord? Yeah.
No?
Where'd you buy that mic at?
It's not working?
That's working. I'm picking up on that. That's not working.
That's not plugged in then.
Hot diggity.
How
Uh-oh.
about that?
Well, welcome to Comfort Time Live. This is Heidi, and I'm Tom's associate, and we'd like to welcome you all here this evening.
And I must also remind you of station rules to not bring in any equipment to plug into our stuff anymore.
Now I'm upset that doesn't work.
No, this is configured for that.
What is? Okay.
You technological genius, you over there. So welcome, everyone. We have some special guests here in the studio this evening. We have Angelo and Brenda, and they are from Vero Beach, wonderful realtors, and they have lots of things that they're going to tell us this evening about real estate and other things. So let's welcome Angelo. Say hello.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
And Brenda, say hello.
Hello, Heidi. Hello,
And-
Tom. Tom can't
Tom,
hear us.
hello, Tom.
Tom. Come on, Tom, get with it.
And that's why I pay her the big bucks.
Thank goodness I was here.
I think you're going to deserve a raise after this one.
I like you, Brenda.
I like you too, Heidi. We had a big discussion on our show last week.
About all-girl radio.
Absolutely.
Oh, here we go.
Hey. Back
well,
to you, Tom.
Well, thank you for listening to Cover Time Live, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, we are a call-in talk show, 772-340-1590, the number to call here at the studio if you have questions. And as you know, we focus on anything to do with your home. And tonight our topic is we're going to be dealing with real estate, finding out a little bit about Brenda and Angelo and seeing how their past, their present, and their future is doing for them. So, guys, first off, where are you guys originally from?
Go ahead, Brenda. You start.
Well, I guess I can say Connecticut. I'm from Connecticut, but
Sorry
mainly
to
all
hear that.
over. What'd you say, Tom?
Sorry to hear that.
It's a great place.
Maryland, Illinois, Missouri, California, Georgia, all over. So, but I'll call Florida my home now.
There you go. Now, Connecticut, what kind of weather is typically in Connecticut?
That's
Rain.
pretty nice
Rain,
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of rain, though.
Rain.
Yeah.
Is that a
Some
usually
snow.
cold place, or?
No, I don't think so.
Well, you talked to your daughter this morning up in Windsor Locks, Connecticut, by Prattley Airport. What did she say about it?
She said it was like in the 60s this
Yeah.
morning.
Oh,
really
okay.
nice.
I like
They-
that kind of
yeah.
weather.
Yeah,
Comfortable.
64
Yeah.
degrees. She was out jogging with her friends. No humidity. She loves it up there.
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. How about you, Angelo?
Well, we're from Woodbury and Southbury area.
Okay.
Waterbury.
Waterbury.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Waterbury,
Waterbury, Connecticut.
Connecticut, too. Okay.
All Connecticut.
All Connecticut folks. That's where you guys met?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, we were
Doing real
realtors
estate. Yeah.
doing work for Prudential at the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we became a team up there. That goes back to 2004, right?
Yeah, about
Thereabout.
2004, yeah.
Okay.
So-
Yeah, now look at you guys. And it's kind of like when you're sitting down having a cup of coffee or something, you see these two people walk by, a guy and a girl, and you go, what the hell is she doing with him? I'm just teasing.
That's what I was going to... Never mind.
No, I'm not with him.
No, she's not.
You know, a funny story is before I teamed up with Angelo is that I was just fresh in real estate, and I needed some help, and we were, you know, talking about some different things. And I had a gentleman call in from New York when I was at the front desk, and I was lining up all these houses because I knew nothing about Waterbury, Connecticut, and I had all these houses I was going to go show him in these buildings when he came up. So I thought, wow, I'm doing great. So then I was showing Angelo. I said, look where I'm going to take him. He says, Brenda, you don't want to take him there. Number one, you don't want to be there. Number two.
The slums of Waterbury, Connecticut. You know?
But you know, on the internet, I was fresh out of the box, so to speak, and it was like, I thought, wow, I'm doing great. I got it all lined up. I got a guy with lots of money coming up from New York, going to make my first big commission.
I think you could buy the house for $19,000.
I know.
How much commission are we talking?
So anyway, Angelo helped me out, and I've learned to trust him ever since.
Oh.
Oh, a woman who trusts a guy. Uh-oh.
But if my memory is correct, there's really no slums anywhere in Connecticut.
You'll be surprised.
Well, yeah.
Good. So now you guys do, which is a great thing, and everybody knows that we were actually on your show. You guys do a talk radio show
Yes.
up in Vero Beach, and what's the name of your show up there?
It's Angelo and Brenda Live, right? Real estate and then some.
Now,
Yes,
where
really.
would you come up with Angelo and Brenda?
Boy,
I don't know. That was really hard. I think it took us, what, at least 3 bottles of wine? And 2 nights to
Brainstorming.
think about it, right?
That's a meeting Heidi and I would have.
Then we said, why don't we call it Angelo and Brenda Live?
Good.
It would
Yeah.
have to be Heidi and Tom.
There you
Live.
go.
Yeah, of course you'd want to
Alphabetical.
That's
Yeah,
right,
that's
alphabetical.
exactly what it was.
Well, that's what we decided. The A, the B, you know.
Yeah. Now,
But
how often is your show on?
let me see, 4 hours on, 2 hours on Saturday and 2 hours on Sunday. So Saturday and
Wow.
Sunday 10 to noon, and Sunday 10 to noon. Yeah.
And you can go ahead and say what station. I'm okay with it.
Oh,
is that right?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
If somebody yells at me, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
All right.
That's true.
WCBS.
NBC, CBS, Fox News.
No.
We're all over.
No, we did the
Actually-
justice. You folks allowed me to promote WPSL 1590 on your show, and I only.
Which is a great station.
Yeah.
by the
Oh,
way.
it is.
Yeah, and you guys
We're
are
at Waxy, WAXE,
Okay.
AM and FM.
Okay.
In Vero Beach.
good, excellent. So it's a great area up there. I used to live in Vera years and years and years ago until I decided I want to step down a couple notches, and I moved to Port St. Lucie. And then I decided I wanted to step back up a couple notches, and I moved back to Stewart.
Did you
Awesome.
guys set that roadblock for us?
We did.
Confusion.
You'll wind up
A
in Boca
detour, right?
someday.
Boy.
Working my way down. So now your show's all about real estate. How long have you been in real estate business?
Go ahead, Ange.
2004, I
Yeah.
guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has it
Almost
changed?
10 years.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
has it changed? Unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, basically walk around with contracts and
Oh,
meet
man.
people, and we're writing deals on the hood of our car.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
As fast
Yeah.
as we can write them, we're selling. Back in 2004, 2005.
It was,
And, 2006, 7 comes around, and
Boy,
we're
the
working at McDonald's, you know. I mean, not really.
Yeah, no, I understand. I mean, I heard
No,
a
really,
lot about
yeah.
that. A lot of people that I know, and some of those people are telling me right now, you're absolutely insane. Because I mentioned to you before that I'm actually studying to take my real estate license, and people are telling me, you're crazy. Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Well, it's right now. I wouldn't be a full time. I still have the radio show and a bunch of other things that we're doing, but
Oh,
man,
you'd be good at it. You have the personality.
I don't have the
You're a
face
people
for it, though. I
person.
got a face for radio, but I have a face for real estate. What are you shaking your head for? Yeah.
Face for radio.
What about Heidi? Is she going to get her license?
Does she have a face for radio?
No,
What?
no, no.
I probably should get my license.
Yeah.
You got a lot going on, though. You're teacher for Weight Watchers, you said?
Yes, yeah, teacher for Weight Watchers, and I have a lot of other
And then
stuff
keeping
going
this
on.
guy straight.
Never.
She's a teacher for Weight Watchers, but she's got a fat boss. What's up with that?
Who
Well,
did a
that's-
triathlon a few years ago.
Yeah.
As I said, that's next on my list.
There
Uh-oh.
you go. Good. I need somebody. Now, also you real estate and lifestyle. You guys have a bunch of different things going. I saw you got like multiple business cards. You got your real estate going on. You got a DJ business too,
Yeah.
and you have what was the other thing I saw? I got the other business card for that as well. You just have the
Oh, yeah,
DJ
Good
real
Vibrations,
estate.
right? Good Vibrations DJ service.
okay.
Yeah.
We have the real estate,
Real estate.
with Weichert Hallmark Properties.
And then, of course, our radio
And then
show.
the radio
Yeah,
show.
the radio
So
show.
you guys are
So-
busy. You guys are busy as well.
Maybe
And then
we'll
we're
be doing
thinking
some
of
floor
doing another
covering.
business.
Yeah.
What's the other
And it
business?
What's
Yeah.
that?
Floor covering.
For
Floor
you still
coverage.
still do that?
Yeah.
Now do you have to be
Yeah.
licensed to do that?
Down here.
You do.
They tell me not for installation purposes. but
Okay.
Maybe as a business. I'm not sure.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well,
It's just a
everybody
live
needs a
show.
business license.
Yeah.
So, but it's not a thing that you need to
For a
have it like a
trade.
contractor, like a
Correct.
trade.
Right.
Okay.
It's not structure involved, so
Okay.
like I say. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, that is
With
good.
all the different licenses. that
Oh
you
my
need
God,
down
and
here.
they're so hard. They're
Yeah.
so hard to get, and that's why I don't want to lose the one I have. And doing all this studying for the real estate, I'm like, God, this is insane. To sell a house, there must be a lot of crooks. I mean, 3/4 of the class that I'm taking is on ethics,
Yeah.
is on who can do what to do wrong to somebody, and what the repercussions are, and it's like, and then it like the towards the end of the class, it's like, oh, by the way, let's talk about how you sell houses.
No, boy.
That's what the whole course is. It doesn't really teach you how to sell a house, how
No,
to
it
fill out a
doesn't.
contract, which, the everyday business that you do, it's covers nothing.
No,
Now, where do
Real
you learn all that stuff? Are you guys learn just obviously from experience,
right.
and then just do you have
Connecticut was
mentors or?
similar to Florida.
Okay.
So we had that. But, somebody coming into business down here new would have a challenge. Yeah, you really have to buddy up with somebody.
Yeah,
should,
because I can
right.
imagine probably
Yeah.
laws in Florida different than in Connecticut, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. I think they're more strict, to be
Here.
truthful. Here
Yeah,
in Florida,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny. Doing some research and I was watching some videos for show topics, and Florida is more strict on a lot of their rules and regulations for a lot of different businesses. However, they're like way down on the list as far as not catching people, but
Enforcing?
enforcing.
Okay,
And
yeah.
it's like we're making all these rules, we're being more strict, but like with energy efficiency and whatnot, we're so energy efficient, but yet we're so far down on the list for total energy efficiency in the area. It's just, okay, guys, if you're going to enforce these things, you're going to make these rules and regulations, you should probably do something a little bit different.
Do it across the board.
Yeah,
Right?
do it across the board.
Right.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to find out what made them start up their show. We're going to find out some of their information regarding the real estate, what's happening in the market, foreclosures, bankruptcies, different things like that. You're listening to the Tom Platania Comfort Time Live with Angelo, Brenda, and the lovely, what's your name again?
Yeah. Okay.
Heidi. We'll be right back.
Elite Electric.
We can do it.
Elite Electric.
There's nothing to it.
Elite Electric.
Ooh, amazing.
Elite Electric.
Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie.
Elite Electric specializes in all of your electrical needs, from security lighting to surge protection and everything in between. How do you think they got their name? Elite Electric. Elite Electric has been family owned and operated on the Treasure Coast since 1988, and they're recommended by Comfort Time Live. Visit online at eliteelectricandair.com and learn more about their services. Elite Electric. Service today. Proud sponsor of Comfort Time Live every Thursday evening at 6:05 on WPSL 1590.
No matter what you want, just pick up your phone, say, come on, Elite.
And we'll get the job done.
We can do it.
Elite Electric.
There's nothing to it.
Elite Electric.
No one expects disaster to happen to them, but when it does, you can be sure United Water Restoration will be there when you need them the most. They've been helping people put their homes and their lives back together for more than 15 years. With 24/7 service and 45 minutes to your door response time, you can trust United Water Restoration with your mold, water, fire, and smoke damage. Call for a free in-home inspection and estimate at 888-535-4909. United Water Restoration.
With the rising cost of electricity, homeowners need a better way, a more cost-effective way to get their electricity. Join Tom Platania and Comfort Time Live Thursday, August 22nd, as he welcomes Larry Jennings as
Solar Man.
Solar Man has all the answers to educate and help you reduce your electricity costs. You may even get rebates from the government. Don't forget, Comfort Time Live Thursday, August 22nd at 6 p.m. with Solar Man on WPSL 1590.
Now back to Comfort Time Live. Once again, here's Tom Platania.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and hopefully you are sitting in your favorite chair with your favorite cocktail. It's about that hour. It's after 5 o'clock. So hopefully you enjoy. What's your favorite cocktail? You're a vodka cranberry girl, right?
No, Southern Comfort and cranberry.
What'd you have yesterday?
Well, I had a vodka and cranberry, but it was the middle of the day.
Oh.
It was a little lighter.
I don't drink it all during the middle of the day. Only after hours I do that.
Oh, you're right.
So that's Weight Watcher approved.
Yes.
Yeah. How many points? How many points for that?
We won't go into that. No points.
They don't have any sugar-free alcohol, do they?
No, unfortunately, they do not.
The white stuff's the best, though, right?
Well, wine
The clear
is the
stuff.
best.
The wine, red or white?
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
No.
Is that right?
I was
Yeah, as long as
red
it's
was.
not a sweet wine like Moscato or a.
White wine with seafood, red wine with...
I just thought red wine was the healthiest and the best
It
for
I
you,
do
though.
too. Yeah.
It definitely
Yeah.
is. Yeah, and the Cabernet, Merlots, Zinfandels, those are the best
There you go.
for your heart.
So
Less
vodka.
calories, huh?
Not necessarily less calories, but the best bang for the buck
There
as
you
far as your heart health is concerned.
Gallon jugs only.
And if you're going to go for the 140, 150 calories worth of wine, you might as well make it good.
So vodka is not.
Yeah.
A
Well,
choice.
vodka's not bad. It's just that there's a lot of points. A
Oh.
lot of points.
I switched up to vodka because I thought it was less calories than wine.
Sometimes it is. It just also depends on the mixer that you put with it.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh boy.
So you guys are sitting around dinner one night and you just say, "Hey, let's start a radio show."
Well, yeah, you know, we.
Kind of like that.
I did radio up in Connecticut for 25, 30 years.
That was another 3 bottles of wine.
what did you do in radio,
I was a
Angelo?
disc jockey, yeah, contemporary radio.
Oh, so you did.
The oldies we listen to today, I used to play as hit records.
They were the current hits, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
You know, but then towards the end of being 20, yeah, well, I'm playing oldies here. I'm playing the same songs I broke. you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, so I worked for about 15, 17 radio stations, something like that.
Wow.
In Connecticut, yeah. I jumped around quite a bit.
You know, is that
They have that many radio stations in Connecticut?
Well, they kept changing the call letters, and I go back.
Is that how it works? I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
So after doing all that stuff, I
Everyone
says,
thought I
I
was
would
with
come
a
down here
real-
and do some real estate, and why not combine it into a real estate radio
There you go.
program? And we're being in the floor covering business. There's the home side of it, so
Yeah.
So maybe a real estate home show, and that's how we did it. We put it together, and Brenda, instantly went to the Angelo Vecchiarelli School of Broadcasting,
I did. I know.
and she
When I
was,
first started, it was like, hello. And now he's got me like, hello.
Yeah, I noticed that we did your show that there was you had little keys or not keys when you
symbols.
point at
yeah.
somebody. Anyway, you know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about. Sounds like 12
Cues.
Cues. There you go.
Cues.
See,
There you
see,
go.
it's great having you
I
around,
know.
Cliff. You're a savior, I tell you.
Ah.
Gave her cues, and then she would just boom, just chime right in.
Yeah.
I know. I do pretty well at that, right?
Yeah, you did
Just
good.
like at home. Okay, Brenda, now.
No, it's probably the other way around. He just does that on the radio because it makes him feel good because he has no power in the home, right?
How'd you know that?
Because I had the same problem when I was married. Past tense.
We
So-
won't go there.
Yeah, thank you.
I wouldn't have said that.
So
But
now, what
anyway.
type of guests do you typically look for when you're trying to put a show together? What do you look for in a good guest?
Radio host.
Radio,
Radio
host?
host.
Yeah.
I don't know any good
Energetic,
ones
high
around here,
energy.
but
He's right, though. He's right.
Your best guess.
well, that'll probably be the worst rated show that you have. But anyway, oh wait, Tom's gonna be on that show. We're not gonna listen to that garbage.
How many
Came out
times have
great.
you interviewed somebody, though, and you ask a question
Yeah.
and there's a one-word answer?
Yeah.
But experienced radio people, they know dead air.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
know.
dead air.
If you've
Dead
got
air,
a
dead
question, give me a question. Yeah, and then you can elaborate, and that's what we do.
Yeah, I
We
think I've
had a
only
good
had
time.
one other. Well, I think I've only had one other person on the show with us that had any radio experience. I don't remember who it was, but
And they listen to the radio a lot.
yeah.
Have you ever woke? Well, you've been in radio, Cliff, right? So you ever wake up in the middle of the night and start talking because you think you fell asleep on the board?
I just fall asleep at the board.
It happens. And
That's why the one show that what is it that you do during the day?
What's that?
The show that you do during the day.
Oh, swap
Swap Shop. That's why Swap Shop's so
Oh.
exciting.
Yeah.
Well, you can't really sleep during that show.
Yeah, that's fast paced.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fast paced.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it when people call twice or somebody tries to sell something that they shouldn't. Oh my God, I love listening to Cliff just go off on them.
I don't go up on them. I just make a little adjustment.
Well,
so
you know, Angelo does the engineering on our show too. So tell him about the night when you thought you weren't going to get back in time to put the CD in.
Oh.
You had that horrible nightmare.
Yeah, just pretty much at the same
Yeah.
time. You know.
Oh, yeah.
He does right.
The
The
record
dead
goes.
air and
You could tell I've been,
Well,
radio since
long,
Marconi.
long before talk radio, I was in a music station, and on April Fool's Day morning, I came in, and they had hid all the music.
oh,
Oh,
no.
no.
And, you know, I've worked with some folks that play pretty dirty tricks. And the last 20 years has been great, and no tricks around here except from maybe Tom.
You know, I was a newsman in between being a disc jockey. Sometimes we had to fill in for a news guy, and I was news director at a couple of stations too, which was interesting. But they'd come in. You're reading the news, and they light your script on fire.
Yes.
Happen to you too?
Oh, yeah. It's really cool when they do that and the smoke alarm goes off.
Fire
And even-
department's there. Hey,
And
by the
even
way,
better,
would
when
you
the,
like
when
to
the
talk?
sprinkler systems come
Right,
on
I
in the
was
studio.
Oh boy.
Come on in here. We'd like to interview the fire department. Brenda, what did you do before you got into real estate?
Oh my! I moved around a lot. Raised 3 girls. Did mother's hours jobs, office assistant, part-time college. Just anything
Wow.
and everything to keep myself busy. I was never a coffee clutch person or a shopper, so I was always just looking for anything and everything to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
So, an exciting life you have now?
I know. Now I'm ready to retire, and I'm busier now than I was
than
with
you were
3
before.
kids.
You're thinking, okay, well, a couple things going on here, but it's getting worse, getting more and more and more and more.
Didn't we all
Is it-
move to Florida thinking that we would retire and just, play some
Oh, I
golf
know.
and swim in the pool, and you
Take
get
the
here
boat.
and
I haven't
forget
done
it.
any of those.
Take the boat out on
Working
the
harder.
river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now the guests that you've had on the show, where do you typically? Is there a specific topic that you like to focus on? I know she had the sheriff's department on the other day.
We try to do a little public service, in
Yeah.
between. We feel that we're part of the community with being a realtor. I try to give something back to the community, and we try to bring on public service of people and
Excellent.
and
Yeah.
different charities and
Topics.
fundraisers that are helping out in the community. So that's one section of it. The other section is people that are in business that, and I think my expertise is being in the radio business and having a floor covering store, and working with the other guys in the station who would just read a piece of paper, and I was paying at the time some pretty good money for advertising, and nobody really gave it their all.
Yeah.
So by getting out and getting the people on the air and talking about their business, and they love to talk about their business, and they
Absolutely,
should.
people love to
right?
talk about themselves.
They
That's why I
do.
got. That's why I started my radio show.
Long story short, so we put them on the air and we talk about businesses and try to promote their businesses, help
Yeah.
them along, market them, and it's been very successful so
It
far.
has.
You do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's great. It's a great feeling, and we don't, and I tell Heidi this, that we're really not trying to focus on that. We want to bring these people on, and gosh, we're hoping that they're going to get millions of leads out of this, but it's if the information that we can provide helps one person,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there you go.
that's one person that didn't know before that we've helped, and it's one at a time. And we try to look at these things on a big scale of helping thousands and thousands of people. And you know what? If we just help one person at a time, and I've had thousands of people call here over 5 years. They have told me how much they appreciate the information we've provided. And I'll admit it, not every one of my shows is nail-bitingly exciting.
Just one, right?
Just one.
Just one or two.
Just this one.
Just this
There you
one.
go.
So if you could pick out of all of your guests that you could have, and I'm sure they're not going to hold you to this, but who would you say was your, I guess, most exciting guest or favorite guest that you've ever had?
Well, you,
Besides
of course,
me.
Tom.
Besides me. Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard.
It is
Everybody
hard.
comes from a different walk of life, and
We had the author on a couple of weeks ago, Yvonne Mason.
she was
and
interesting. She's about
she- she's
70
only like-
pounds soaking wet,
Wow.
and she's a
Oh.
bounty hunter. on top of
I
it.
know.
Wow.
I know.
Does she have a
hunter.
bodyguard to go for the bounty hunting?
I couldn't
No, I guess
believe
she
it.
did it herself. I know she
Yeah.
charged
Wow.
them into
Right.
coming back, but I
And-
know I think it was kind of cute. She said, they were ready to come back.
Yeah, she
You
said.
know.
Yeah.
They were ready to come back, and she escorted them back. And
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah, she was an interesting guest.
She was real. Yeah. I can't. Do you let me think. You think of something, Ange? I can't think of another one yet.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah.
Now,
Um,
do you advertise homes? Like if you have a home that is a particular of interest in Vero Beach or in the surrounding areas, do you ever feature that home on your show?
Well,
You mean like the one we have at 6050 Ridge Lake Circle for 149? 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms on the lake? You mean something like that?
Yes, something like
Boy,
that.
she knew that one right off the bat.
happens to be our listing. Yeah. But we do, we do open
Yeah,
open
we do
homes. We
open
do
homes.
showcase of open homes every weekend, so people are in the car, driving around, listening. We talk about the homes. We also do tours
Yes.
on the air. We talked about that off
Yeah.
the air. Where a realtor would like to showcase their home, we'd go in there and do a broadcast from there, and also talk to the homeowner, which is kind of neat. And
Yeah,
give
I
you a
like that.
perspective of how they like the home, how they get into that home, why they're moving, anything to do with the home. So.
Right.
Yeah.
They love that.
Shot my wife, need to move out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it true it's easier to sell a home if you bake some brownies the day that people come to look at
it
it?
used to be apple pie was the number
Apple
one
pie,
thing.
yes.
Today, people are very sensitive about,
the-
and they tell us not to.
Right.
They're
Now
on
they
a
just
diet.
want a
No
nice,
glade,
clean,
no
fresh.
nice, fresh, open the ears kind of feeling.
Right.
But staging, I think, is very important. I think if you
It
walk
is.
into a home that's, just a mess of children's toys and what have you,
Clutter.
clutter is
Clutter.
not a
Declutter
big
your
selling
home.
point. You
Yeah, you're
do have
right.
to declutter it.
You're absolutely
Staging
right.
is very important.
Yes.
That's why, somebody you'll talk to people who go out and look at new homes, and they fall in love with the model home, but then they see the house next door stripped, just the basic same house, you get a little different opinion of it.
Oh yeah. When I was shopping around for apartments, they were like that. Some of the places I looked at, they had the model apartments. I mean, they were decked out, and I was falling in love with these places. And then they showed me one with nothing in it. I'm like,
Now what
it
do I
looks
do?
so small, and it's
What
so
happened?
I
tiny.
know.
But going from the staging to the next step, when you are staging a home, if you, not you necessarily, but when the model homes get staged and people are expecting that they're going to walk into, and the Care Bears are going to greet them at the front door, and they get disappointed, are there repercussions as far as a real estate agent is concerned?
No, not legally. I think everybody understands, you're buying a home furnished or not furnished. But, we did have a client up in Connecticut who actually cried.
Oh yeah.
When
that
the
was
people
sad.
moved out and she walked in, and
Yeah.
it just broke our heart because,
She didn't.
go ahead, Brenda.
She didn't expect it not to be cleaned, and she came from. She was an older woman, and they were downsizing. And we walked into this lady's home that she was selling, and of course they bought it, fell in love with it. Her home was beautiful, but then when the lady moved out, she didn't clean, and things were grimy and dirty, and it was like Angelo said, it was just heartbreaking. She just literally cried that she had put so much faith in this.
So Brenda rolled up her sleeves and got the detergent and the paper towels, and she went to work.
Yes, I did.
All part of being a realtor.
Yeah, but they're very happy now. It's just, like most people,
Right.
they've been in their home like 25 years and they were downsizing. And
Can a buyer request right before they sign? Can they request to do an inspection on the home before they sign?
well, they do a walkthrough. They're
How
supposed
long
to.
before?
Could be as late as an hour before.
Well, I
Yeah.
think what you're talking about here
Oh.
is an inspection. Normally, the way it goes is you basically
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I
sign
walkthrough,
a
the walkthrough
contract.
too, for like with the dirty
Oh,
house.
okay.
Yeah.
After,
Yeah, for the dirty house. I mean,
Yeah.
could somebody to nip that in the bud? Could somebody say, "Hey, I want to before I sign, I want to do a walkthrough on this house right now before I go and sign the paperwork." Can they?
Oh, actually, before the
Yeah.
closing.
Yeah, before the closing. Can they
Yes,
request that?
yes. But basically, they're saying is it should be broom cleaned.
Right, that's all.
Really?
So literally.
That's it.
Broom clean.
Yeah.
Room clean.
That's how they
Yeah.
should deliver the home. Or,
Does-
a lot of people do above and beyond that. They'll get a carpet cleaner in there and really
Right.
leave it nice.
Right.
But there are.
And that could be something that could be negotiated in the contract with the buyer, right?
Technically,
Yeah.
the seller did do exactly what she was supposed to do. It was
Wow.
it
That's a
was
shame.
broom clean. Yeah.
Yeah, what
but-
broom? What kind of broom did you use?
The one I rode in on here tonight.
but
Unreal. And I guess it's stuff like that not only some of the real estate agents that do shady things, but some of these sellers.
Yeah.
I can imagine. I mean, what we saw when people with foreclosures and whatnot. I mean, you guys deal in foreclosures at all or no?
We do.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not our favorite type of sale, but
Yeah, I can imagine some of the houses because I know in the air conditioning business some of the stuff that I've seen, but I can imagine some of the houses you've seen in real estate walking in after it's been foreclosed on, where stuff's been ripped out and
terrible.
stolen, and washers and dryers and heaters.
Toilets, appliances. What else, Brenda?
oh, everything.
Yeah.
Copper. I know. I
Copper
will tell you a story. When we
tubing.
were in Rhode Island looking on the internet for a home to move into Florida, and we saw the pretty pictures and everything, came down, started going through the home, and none of the pictures matched what was on the internet at all. Just like Angelo said, there was like the refrigerator, the appliances were gone, the floors were torn, there was sheetrock missing, and it was like
I do that on my dating websites. The pictures don't match at all.
it was heartbreaking, and we thought,
Unreal.
the foreclosures like you were mentioning, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then we did find a real nice home.
Do people ever buy homes just on the internet? Like they see the pictures and they...
Oh, yeah.
I bought mine in Sebastian, Florida, on the internet.
But that was before times were bad
Yeah,
like they are now.
yeah, it was like 2001.
Yeah.
2001, 2002.
So you never actually visited the home?
Well, I wrote the contract, or the realtor wrote the contract, basically stating that I'd have to walk through and see if it contingent if I liked it when I got here. So then I got on an airplane, came down, and it was a great deal.
Now, what picture? What did you use for visual of the house? Just the pictures they had on the internet?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there
Wow.
obviously must have been enough pictures to make you happy?
Yeah, and we actually sold two homes
houses.
ourselves to a client up in Ohio,
Wow.
sight unseen.
Unseen, right.
But we went in there with our iPad.
Yeah, and if you take
Yeah.
enough pictures and
Yeah.
videos
Yeah.
and stuff
Get the
today,
idea.
And
yeah,
they trusted us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
two homes,
Two
same
homes
person.
to the same person, yeah.
very nice. They're a good client. Those are definitely the people that we want to send gift baskets to.
Yes.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to have our sponsors come on and tell them a little bit about themselves. And when we come back, we're going to find out a little bit more about buying your home, what kind of ways you can protect yourself, and what's hot in the market right now with Angelo and Brenda. You're listening to Tom and Heidi on Comfort Time Live. We'll be right back.
No one expects disaster to happen to them, but when it does, you can be sure United Water Restoration will be there when you need them the most. They've been helping people put their homes and their lives back together for more than 15 years. With 24/7 service and 45 minutes to your door response time, you can trust United Water Restoration with your mold, water, fire, and smoke damage. Call for a free in-home inspection and estimate at 888-535-4909. United Water Restoration.
Elite Electric.
We can do it.
Elite Electric.
There's nothing to it.
Elite Electric.
Ooh, amazing.
Elite Electric.
Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie.
Elite Electric specializes in all of your electrical needs, from security lighting to surge protection and everything in between. How do you think they got their name? Elite Electric. Elite Electric has been family owned and operated on the Treasure Coast since 1988, and they're recommended by Comfort Time Live. Visit online at eliteelectricandair.com and learn more about their services. Elite Electric. Service today. Proud sponsor of Comfort Time Live every Thursday evening at 6:05 on WPSL 1590.
No matter what you want, just pick up your phone, say, come on, Elite.
And we'll get the job done.
We can do it.
Elite Electric.
There's nothing to it.
Elite Electric.
With the rising cost of electricity, homeowners need a better way, a more cost-effective way to get their electricity. Join Tom Platania and Comfort Time Live Thursday, August 22nd, as he welcomes Larry Jennings as
Solar Man.
Solar Man has all the answers to educate and help you reduce your electricity costs. You may even get rebates from the government. Don't forget, Comfort Time Live Thursday, August 22nd at 6 p.m. with Solar Man on WPSL 1590.
now back to Comfort Time Live with Tom Platania.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and hopefully you've already finished that drink and you're filling up a second one because you're going to need it for the rest of this show. No. We're here this evening with Angelo Beccarelli and Brenda Carmona, and, of course, the beautiful, lovely Heidi Condon. And we're talking about the real estate and also about Brenda and Angelo's talk radio show they have up in Vero Beach. It's very similar to what we do. And, you know, it's kind of great to see other folks out there caring enough about the community to do stuff like this. It's far and few between. Everybody's out there 100% trying to make a buck off everything. Yeah. And it's good to see that we've got somebody else partnering up on that, and that's good to hear. Now, one of the questions that you had brought up, and I'm going to jump to this because we're probably going to take the rest of the show on this one. Well, I'll do a quick one here. Is now a good time for people to buy a home?
Definitely.
Why?
Yeah. Well, the interest rates are still low.
Okay.
And
now, they did go up just a teeny bit,
a little
though, right?
bit, yeah.
Okay.
Starting to climb.
Okay.
But nothing like they used to be.
Right.
I mean, years ago. And then also the house prices are still relatively good. They're not going up as fast as what they may.
Right.
So, yeah, it's definitely a good
And
time.
foreclosures are slowly going away. Not quite
they're
as
drying
many.
up. They're drying up.
Drying up a
They're
little bit.
catching up. Short sales as well.
Okay, short sales. Well, now are you noticing sales of I guess you could say pre-lived-in homes or more newer homes?
We're finding more of the newer homes starting to sell because of the inventory that's shrinking away.
All right.
Yeah.
And the newer homes, the prices are very competitive now, too, with the market that's left, the homes on the market that are still out there to purchase.
Yeah.
Okay.
So some people, for 20,000 more, let's pretend, they'd rather go and get a new home. Everything is new. You got the warranties, you've got clean, the new home smell.
Yeah. Now it has been a lot more strict with financing and whatnot than you've seen in the past.
Oh
yeah,
my
too
gosh.
stringent.
Too strict.
Oh
yeah.
my goodness,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
My
I-
daughter just bought a home, and
I was listening, hearing that on the CNBC. They were talking about
Unbelievable
We're
what
that.
she had to
being
go through.
penalized for what happened a
Yes.
couple of years
And
ago.
and it's their fault to begin with.
I know.
Yes.
They're the ones that made the problem, and now they're making it more difficult now, and it's because they're overcompensating for their mess up.
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's insane. And so is it more that the credit rating or more of the down payment or both?
Everything. There's the criteria is
Yeah.
very strict.
Yeah.
And
She's lost one kidney as a result of it.
Which leads me to the next question, and I actually did an entire show on this, and the reason I did, interest rates were a little bit higher than they are now. And this was probably about 2 years ago. Interest rates hadn't started coming down yet. I think that's probably what it was, about 2 or 3 years ago. And to buy an average home, you're looking at $200-some thousand. And if you didn't find a really, really good deal, which then there weren't any really, really good deals, you think about renting versus buying.
you're throwing your money away if you rent. If you have $1,000 and we could put you in a home, correct?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
If
No,
you
really.
have $1,000, you can buy a home today if you
Yeah.
talk to us.
Out of pocket, right?
Right.
So no major down payment.
No,
Nope.
$1,000.
$1,000.
Yep.
Okay.
Got to meet certain criteria, but it's
Right.
not
You
that
gotta have a
hard.
job. You gotta have a
Right.
good credit score.
Okay.
You gotta-
Now, good credit score. And what would be an average rate for a good credit score right now?
an average rate for a good credit score.
600s.
No, I'm sorry.
score,
A
what
percentage.
would be-
Percentage for a loan.
Oh, loan.
Yeah. What's the going rate now for a decent credit score?
If
3.5,
you're using-
4.
I would say probably hovering right around 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was
3.7.
probably up in the 6s or 7s a couple years ago.
Don't forget
Yeah.
the 80s was 18%.
Yeah.
back in
Oh
the
my
80s.
God! Yeah, our
Yeah.
first home we paid 14.75%.
Yeah.
I assumed a house. When you could assume a mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
for-
happens when you assume?
I know.
We're on the radio.
We moved from Illinois to Massachusetts, and we had a beautiful ranch in Illinois, and we moved to Massachusetts, and we were so disheartened because the only thing we could afford was assuming this person's mortgage at 18%.
Oh my
It was a little cape.
goodness!
It was a little 3-bedroom
Insane.
cape. But
Yes.
but anyway, long
So
story
they sold the
yeah.
cars and got
Yeah,
bicycles.
we did.
and,
We sold everything. Sold the 2 kids that we had.
Because I don't have this with me, but I actually
Right.
did a whole show with a whole write up on using $1,000 as a rent and $1,000 and an average home. I think at that time the average home was, I want to say 210 or 214 or something like that. And I actually did all the numbers where I broke down principal, interest, taxes, insurance, and at the end of every year, how much you would pay for the house versus how much you would pay for the rent. And you paid much more for money that was not going towards the house
Right.
than you
Right.
were for the principal. So it took over 10 years before the dollar amount evened out to where you were, because $1,000 a month, $12,000 a year. Okay. Well,
Right.
with the interest on the house and the taxes and all that stuff, it was like 20 some thousand plus dollars a year. So I did this whole breakdown, but it was now as the interest rates started coming down, and you can get a little bit better deals right now.
Right.
Now it would make more sense. But if it ever jumped back up there again,
Well, you're basically paying somebody's mortgage and somebody's
Yeah.
taxes.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't. If someone can.
and here I'm saying this to a real estate people, but
I know.
I like
we do
that.
rentals. We'll do
Well,
rentals.
we do rentals. We do a lot of rentals.
Yeah.
No, it's funny because I love talking, and every time I typically talk to a real estate person about that, I love their face. I talked to a girl one time, and she sat across the table from me, and she just got beat red, and no, that's crazy. It's insane renting a house. Well, look at the numbers. I'm going to spend $12,000 that's not going to go in my pocket anyway, or I'm going to put $12,000 still in somebody else's pocket, and it's not going to go towards the value of the home, unless I'm going to live in the house for more than 10 years. Do the numbers, do the math. But you would have to get a smoking deal on the house. The interest rates would have to be low, and the values of homes would have to be increasing at over 4% a year. The value of a home would have to increase in order for, in less than 10 years, for at the end of the year, for you to lay out less money that's going into somebody's pocket. Taxes, it's going into somebody else's pocket.
Yeah.
Insurance, going into somebody else's pocket. All the other garbage, the principal, the interest, all that other stuff, and then the small amount of the $200 that's going towards principal at the end of the year.
Are you comparing the rental to that of an apartment, condo, or a home?
Well, let's say but buying a home. Let's say I'm going to buy a home, and let's
home.
say it's 200. I think it was $217,000 was the number I used.
But what's your rental?
$1,000.
What is it though? Is it
Oh, it's just like a 2-bedroom
Apartment.
apartment or condo, or yeah.
Okay. Don't forget, you can play that music as loud as you want in your own home.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can cook and smell what you're cooking, not your neighbors.
Can you
You
smell
can have
what
all
the
the
Tom
parties
is
in the
cooking?
world. I think that all
Yeah.
that all adds
Yes.
up.
You
And
can
I think
paint
it
that
really
bedroom
okay.
orange
So
if you
even
want
if
to.
That is the
Yeah,
difference.
you know.
You're
even
right.
if it costs you a little bit.
Yes,
I
it
don't
does
think-
cost you, but
right.
and
Might
then
be red. No.
the other side, the other side of the coin is, for some people, is unless you plan on being in your home for a long period of time.
True. True.
Renting
I
is
mean-
also because I can, anytime I want, I can move. If I want to pay 2 months rent, that's typically what the going thing is. If I pay 2 months rent, I can get out anytime.
What about if you were going to sell that home? Now I'm going to take that same home, Tom,
Right.
and you bought it a couple of years ago. You know, in Vero Beach right now, that same home is worth $20,000 more. Would you
See,
make that
that's
in
it.
2 or 3 years? I
What-
don't think
no,
so.
I wouldn't make it.
No,
but
but
how
just-
much have I spent?
If you were in a rent.
And I'm playing devil advocate with them. That's I'm having fun.
So
So
this is the guy that's going to be the real estate agent. Uh-oh.
But for the money that I put in somebody else's pocket, remember, I sell the house, I make $20,000 profit.
Right.
For those 2 years, I've put over $20,000 of profit into somebody else's pocket. So in all actuality, even though I'm making $20,000 at the end when I sell the house, I've already lost $20,000 on the home. So
Right, sure.
I broke even.
But you're still paying the same amount for rent.
True.
Okay.
True.
Okay.
True.
So
True.
there's still a monthly payment there.
I
Buying
know.
at home is great though. I love playing
Yeah.
that back and forth. I
know.
love
I don't see why anyone, I mean, if they can afford it,
Yeah.
wouldn't buy a home.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
So
it's
many
just-
amenities.
Yeah, the
right.
parts
Yeah.
that you said, right there, it just being able to. I mean, I have a 75-inch flat screen TV with Dolby surround sound, and I like to play some of those gun fight 'em, shoot 'em up games, and I love to listen to the Avengers, and I love to just crank, the 2,000 watt speaker and you can't do that in an
No,
apartment or condo
No.
because you get the knock on the door.
Yeah, you feel limited.
Yeah. And but with a house, yeah, then again, you can do whatever you want to it. You're sitting there in the apartment and you're like, I really don't like that wall there. I don't, like in the corny place that I'm living in, they got 3 doors. One goes from the living room into the bathroom, but right next to it's the door that goes into the master bedroom. But right behind that door is a door that goes from the bathroom into the bedroom.
Well, I'm dizzy already.
You can't open all 3 doors or close all 3 doors at the same time. It's like,
And also, do you have a garage for your car?
yes, I do, but
Oh,
I had to
you
pay
do
an
have a
I had to
garage.
pay an extra $100 for that. But still, but I move around too much, and even if I bought a house, which I do want to buy one, I don't plan on being around here that long. I really don't. I mean, I plan on doing this radio show from Belize in about 6 years.
I wonder if I'll be his associate then.
Pack your bags here.
But most of the
Here we
time
go.
in an apartment complex, you don't have a place to
No,
park
you
your car,
don't.
and I think
No.
that's a really important thing. The wear and tear on your car from the sun, and if there's a hurricane, you have to have some sort of protection for your car.
We were showing a condominium today to some folks, and they talked about that too. They come home from work, and they get there, and there's a car in the guy's space. So you got to deal with that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. I loved owning. When I had my home, I loved owning my home. I actually from scratch built a 12 by 12 shed out back. It took me like a year and a half to do it. But
Custom.
Oh yeah,
Air
absolutely. I mean,
conditioning.
I had
Man's cave.
I had
Yeah.
4x4s drilled 4 foot into the ground, poured concrete. I did it all by hand, all by myself, until I found out afterwards that I actually needed a permit to do it.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
and I didn't know it. Well, as they were driving around Port St. Lucie,
What do you like best about selling real estate?
Meeting people,
Yeah.
helping people, and it's really rewarding. It's when they found that home
Right.
and they're moving in, and they look at you and say, well, we owe it to you guys. Thank you
Yeah.
for sticking with us, and thank you for
Right.
helping us
And you see
find a
'em-
home of our
right.
dreams.
Right. You see them walk through the home, and you see them placing their furniture and talking about where their kids are going to go to school. Or
and all
It's
you're
real
saying in the
fun.
back of your head is cha-ching,
Yeah.
closed.
That too. We got the commission spent before we get back in the car.
oh boy.
How
Now-
We're only
But-
kidding here.
Yeah, I know.
How many? What's the longest you've gone as far as a viewing cycle? So, in other words, someone came to you and said they're looking for a home. How many homes did you show? What's the
We
most
used to-
number of homes?
We used to pack them in, 10 a day, one person.
Yeah, 10
And-
homes.
Wow.
It's
How long-
tough. It's tough.
Have we
Wow.
gone without a viewing? Is that what
No,
you
No, no,
mean?
no.
Oh.
If
many-
I came
Oh.
to you and I said I wanted a home, how many homes
Roberta
did you
in
sell?
Connecticut.
Oh, I know.
Roberta, if you're listening,
I know.
we love you,
Oh,
honey.
she's, yeah, right.
How
She's
many
saying
Probably
that
40,
now.
40 or 50.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
40, and she didn't buy.
Wow.
No,
She
she
don't.
hasn't
She still
bought
hasn't
to this
bought.
day.
And that goes back about 5 years ago.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh. So do you
Yeah.
prefer being a seller or a buyer?
We like to sell homes.
Sell homes.
Yeah, like to list them.
Yeah,
You
Be
list
the
it.
lister.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier.
It's
Yeah, and everybody else
somewhat.
is actually selling for you.
Yeah, it makes it nice. Yeah, I wouldn't mind somebody going around doing the work for me and give up a couple percentage points.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's well worth it. It's rewarding, but
Even
you-
listing the home, you have to work. You have
Yeah.
to market.
you have
Yeah.
to
You
market,
have to work for
advertise
the
it.
seller. Yeah.
And get open homes in there. I mean, there's a
Right.
lot of work to anything you do. And then on the other side of the coin, they're moving. Guess what? They have to buy a home. So what are you going to do? I mean,
You
you
got to
have
keep
to
in
take
good
'em-
standing with them,
Right.
follow up.
You have to find them a home. So now you're servicing a buyer too. So.
Excellent. Now,
100%, right.
prices for homes right now, is there kind of a standard range? Is it dependent on where you are in this area?
I think Vero Beach is probably your average home, 125, 150 will get you a 3-bedroom, 2-bath,
Wow,
something
they've
Wow,
come
nice.
down.
that
So-
is really
They have come
expensive.
down.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
gotta
see
search-
that throws that definitely throws my rental theory way out the window.
What'd you say?
Our-
125 to about 170, right?
Yeah, our
Yeah.
particular home was in 2006. They bought it for
259,
$259,000. We bought it for
129.
Wow.
Yeah.
Move-in condition.
Oh yeah, that was a
Moving
nice
condition.
home. Yeah.
So now's the time. Now's the time.
Yeah, the house next door to me is for sale, and she purchased it for $259, and she's selling it for $99.
There you go.
Oh, I know.
So sad.
I saw some of those online today looking for property for
Hey,
some people. Yeah.
If you want a home in Connecticut, I'm talking 6,000 square feet. 6,000 square feet.
How much?
Was $1.1 million.
No, your house is 12,000 square feet.
No, I wish it was 12,000. 6,000 square feet.
Because mine was 6. Oh, go ahead.
6,000 square feet, and you can get it for $449.
Wow.
It's a
So
beautiful
$1.1
home.
million. It's on 2 acres.
You know how much
It
a-
overlooks
six-
the whole town.
6,000 square foot house around here would go for how much?
Probably 1 point. Well, depending on where you are.
Right now,
you're looking-
199,000.
What's the name of the real estate agency that you work for again?
Angelo and
Hallmark
Brenda.
Properties, yeah.
.com. 772-532-9695.
I'll bet the house in Connecticut was well built. They
Oh, yeah.
build houses nice. Up
It's
Yeah,
up on a mountain.
not Florida construction.
Now, this is your home?
Yeah, you can see the snow coming at you. like a
Oh,
blizzard.
beautiful.
It's a
You
beautiful
know what's the
home.
great thing is they have hot air balloons, and you'll be on the deck, and there's actually 4 decks in this house, and there's 5 fireplaces, but you're on the deck, and here comes a hot air balloon. You hear that, you look out there,
Oh,
you can shake hands with the
I
people.
have those come over my house now.
Is
They
that
come
right?
down the canal. My-
That's law enforcement doing
Yes.
a flyby.
Those are drones.
Saving money.
Now, Brenda, what's that phone number again? If people want to get in contact with you folks, if they're looking to perhaps buy, sell a home. Now, you are only going to use this phone number, ladies and gentlemen, for only a few more months until I get my. I'm teasing. I'm teasing. No, go ahead.
Well,
What's that
you're
number?
going to come in with our company. And,
Exactly.
the AngeloandBrenda.com. 772-532-9695.
All right. If you folks missed that number, you can go ahead at any time. You can go back to ComfortTimeLive.com and you can watch the pre-recorded show, or not pre-recorded. You can watch the recorded show, and it'll always be on there for you. And it's going to be on the front page for the next week, and then in the archives after that. You can give those folks a call. Now, one big question I have is: do you believe it makes a big difference to someone with which real estate company they work for or
No,
work
I think
with?
I think it's all about the realtor.
Realtor, yeah.
I do.
Yeah, I kind of agree, because anytime I've ever looked to buy a home, rent a home, I did not care
Right.
who they really worked for.
Right.
It was how well, and after 2 minutes, I've thrown people out the door. Say, well, great, I appreciate it, goodbye.
Yeah.
Like somebody reeks of smoke.
Mhm.
Oh,
Right.
I don't want nothing to do with them.
No one, we've worked for Prudential, Sotheby's, Remax.
Remax.
No one has ever asked us, what company do you work for?
Yeah, that's
no
what
one.
That's what I thought, because I got a
one,
couple
yeah.
friends in the business, and they're bouncing around from place to place, and I don't think the pay is any different from one place to the next, but it just, I agree, it's the realtor. Well, I really want to thank Angelo Beccarelli and Brendan, Carmona. I apologize. Carmona, from radio host from Realtors with Weichert Hallmark Properties Treasure Coast. They're on Waxy Radio on Saturdays and Sundays. And you've been listening to Comfort Time Live, and I really, really appreciate everybody being out there. I want to thank you to our Ustream listeners. And one more time, how can I reach you guys off air? 772-882-5700 is ours, and yours?
772-532-9695.
All right, thanks a lot, ladies and gentlemen. You have a great weekend, and we'll see you next Thursday on Comfort Time Live.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the top of the Treasure Coast.